Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
Your occupation or line of work. He's in the plumbing game. A secret scheme to do something, especially something underhand or illegal. I saw through his little game from the start. Willing to face danger. Place a bet on. Disabled in the feet or legs. A game leg. A contest with rules to determine a winner. You need 4 people to play this game. An amusement or pastime. They played word games. Animal hunted for food or sport. A single play of a sport or other contest. The game lasted 2 hours. Frivolous or trifling behavior. For actors, memorizing lines is no game. Games, the score at a particular point or the score needed to win. The game is 6-all. Tennis, a division of play during which one player serves. The flesh of wild animals that is used for food. The game equipment needed in order to play a particular game. The child received several games for his birthday. Your occupation or line of work. She's in show biz. Make a plat of. A secret scheme to do something, especially something underhand or illegal. They concocted a plot to discredit the governor. A small area of ground covered by specific vegetation. A bean plot. Make a schematic or technical drawing of that shows interactions among variables or how something is constructed. A chart or graph showing the movements or progress of an object. Devise the sequence of events in a literary work or a play, movie, or ballet. The writer is plotting a new novel. Plan secretly, usually something illegal. They plotted the overthrow of the government. The story that is told in a novel or play or movie, etc. The characters were well drawn but the plot was banal. A secret scheme to do something, especially something underhand or illegal. Used of the smell of meat, smelling spoiled or tainted. Suggestive of sexual impropriety. Willing to face danger. Used of the smell of meat, smelling spoiled or tainted. Suggestive of sexual impropriety. He skips asterisks and gives you the gamey details. Willing to face danger. Composed of or covered with particles resembling meal in texture or consistency. Willing to face danger. Willing to face danger. Having a proud and unbroken spirit. Made lively or spirited. A spirited debate. Willing to face danger. Marked by lively action. A spirited dance. Displaying animation, vigor, or liveliness. Showing courage. Willing to face danger. A support that you can lean against while sitting. The back of the dental chair was adjustable. Give support or one's approval to. I can't back this plan. Establish as valid or genuine. Can you back up your claims? The side that goes last or is not normally seen. He wrote the date on the back of the photograph. The protective covering on the front, back, and spine of a book. The series of vertebrae forming the axis of the skeleton and protecting the spinal cord. The fall broke his back. The posterior part of a human, or animal, body from the neck to the end of the spine. His back was nicely tanned. In or to or toward a past time. Set the clocks back an hour. Place a bet on. Which horse are you backing? Be behind. Approve of. I backed Kennedy in 1960. Located at or near the back of an animal. Back, or hind, legs. The part of something that is furthest from the normal viewer. He stood at the back of the stage. At or to or toward the back or rear. He moved back. American football. The position of a player on a football team who is stationed behind the line of scrimmage. Be in back of. My garage backs their yard. Cause to travel backward. Back the car into the parking spot. Football. A person who plays in the backfield. Of an earlier date. Back issues of the magazine. Related to or located at the back. The backyard. Shift to a counterclockwise direction. The wind backed. Strengthen by providing with a back or backing. Support financial backing for. Back this enterprise. The part of a garment that covers the back of your body. They pinned a "kick me" sign on his back. Travel backward. Back into the driveway. Place a bet on. A measuring instrument for measuring and indicating a quantity such as the thickness of wire or the amount of rain, etc. Street names for marijuana. Place a bet on. Football. A kick in which the football is dropped from the hands and kicked before it touches the ground. The punt traveled 50 yards. Formerly the basic unit of money in Ireland, equal to 100 pence. Propel with a pole. We went punting in Cambridge. Place a bet on. An open flat-bottomed boat used in shallow waters and propelled by a long pole. Kick the ball. Mark with a stake. Stake out the path. The money risked on a gamble. A pole or stake set up to mark something, as the start or end of a racetrack. The corner of the lot was indicated by a stake. Put at risk. I will stake my good reputation for this. Kill by piercing with a spear or sharp pole. Law. A right or legal share of something, a financial involvement with something. A stake in the company's future. Place a bet on. A strong wooden or metal post with a point at one end so it can be driven into the ground. Instrument of execution consisting of a vertical post that a victim is tied to for burning. Tie or fasten to a stake. Stake your goat. Disabled in the feet or legs. A crippled soldier. Disabled in the feet or legs. An interruption or temporary suspension of progress or movement. A halt in the arms race. The state of inactivity following an interruption. During the halt he got some lunch. Cause to stop. Halt the presses. Stop from happening or developing. Stop the flow of a liquid. Come to a halt, stop moving. The event of something ending. Disabled in the feet or legs. Disabled in the feet or legs. Fragmentary or halting from emotional strain. Uttered a few halting words of sorrow. Deprive of the use of a limb, especially a leg. Someone who doesn't understand what is going on. Pathetically lacking in force or effectiveness. A lame argument. Disabled in the feet or legs. A fabric interwoven with threads of metal. She wore a gold lame dress. Possessing or displaying courage. Able to face and deal with danger or fear without flinching. Familiarity with danger makes a brave man braver but less daring. Invulnerable to fear or intimidation. Face and withstand with courage. She braved the elements. Brightly colored and showy. Girls decked out in brave new dresses. A North American Indian warrior. People who are brave. The home of the free and the brave. Possessing or displaying courage. Able to face and deal with danger or fear without flinching. A frank, courageous heart triumphed over pain. Physically unsound or diseased. Make unfit or unsuitable. Below the required standards for a purpose. An unfit parent. Not in good physical or mental condition, out of condition. Fat and very unfit. A specific piece of work required to be done as a duty or for a specific fee. Estimates of the city's loss on that job ranged as high as $1 million. A crime, especially a robbery. The gang pulled off a bank job in St. Louis. Invest at a risk. The principal activity in your life that you do to earn money. Arranged for contracted work to be done by others. A state of difficulty that needs to be resolved. It is always a job to contact him. A book in the Old Testament containing Job's pleas to God about his afflictions and God's reply. A damaging piece of work. Dry rot did the job of destroying the barn. A Jewish hero in the Old Testament who maintained his faith in God in spite of afflictions that tested him. An object worked on, a result produced by working. He held the job in his left hand and worked on it with his right. Any long-suffering person who withstands affliction without despairing. A workplace, as in the expression, on the job. Computer science, a program application that may consist of several steps but is a single logical unit. Profit privately from public office and official business. The performance of a piece of work. She did an outstanding job as Ophelia. The responsibility to do something. It is their job to print the truth. Work occasionally. As a student, I jobbed during the semester breaks. A course of reasoning aimed at demonstrating a truth or falsehood. The methodical process of logical reasoning. I can't follow your line of reasoning. A slight depression or fold in the smoothness of a surface. His face has many lines. Mechanical system in a factory whereby an article is conveyed through sites at which successive operations are performed on it. A connected series of events or actions or developments. Historians can only point out those lines for which evidence is available. The road consisting of railroad track and roadbed. A conceptual separation or distinction. There is a narrow line between sanity and insanity. A succession of notes forming a distinctive sequence. A conductor for transmitting electrical or optical signals or electric power. The principal activity in your life that you do to earn money. He's not in my line of business. Make a mark or lines on a surface. Draw a line. Often plural, a means of communication or access. Lines of communication were set up between the two firms. The descendants of one individual. His entire lineage has been warriors. Space for one line of print, 1 column wide and 1/14 inch deep, used to measure advertising. A short personal letter. Drop me a line when you get there. A telephone connection. Be in line with, form a line along. Trees line the riverbank. The maximum credit that a customer is allowed. A particular kind of product or merchandise. A nice line of shoes. A pipe used to transport liquids or gases. A pipeline runs from the wells to the seaport. A commercial organization serving as a common carrier. Acting in conformity. In line with. A formation of people or things one behind another. The line stretched clear around the corner. A formation of people or things one beside another. The line of soldiers advanced with their bayonets fixed. A fortified position, especially one marking the most forward position of troops. They attacked the enemy's line. A length, straight or curved, without breadth or thickness, the trace of a moving point. A mark that is long relative to its width. He drew a line on the chart. A single frequency, or very narrow band, of radiation in a spectrum. A spatial location defined by a real or imaginary unidimensional extent. Cover the interior of. Line the gloves. Fill plentifully. Line one's pockets. In games or sports, a mark indicating positions or bounds of the playing area. Mark with lines. Sorrow had lined his face. Persuasive but insincere talk that is usually intended to deceive or impress. Let me show you my etchings as a rather worn line. Reinforce with fabric. Lined books are more enduring. Something, as a cord or rope, that is long and thin and flexible. A washing line. Text consisting of a row of words written across a page or computer screen. The letter consisted of 3 short lines. The act of occupying or taking possession of a building. Occupation of a building without a certificate of occupancy is illegal. The control of a country by military forces of a foreign power. The principal activity in your life that you do to earn money. Any activity that occupies a person's attention. He missed the bell in his occupation with the computer game. The period of time during which a place or position or nation is occupied. during the German occupation of Paris. A commercial or industrial enterprise and the people who constitute it. He bought his brother's business. Incidental activity performed by an actor for dramatic effect. His business with the cane was hilarious. The principal activity in your life that you do to earn money. He's not in my line of business. Business concerns collectively. Government and business could not agree. Customers collectively. The activity of providing goods and services involving financial and commercial and industrial aspects. Computers are now widely used in business. An immediate objective. Gossip was the main business of the evening. A rightful concern or responsibility. It's none of your business. The volume of commercial activity. Business is good today. The principal activity in your life that you do to earn money. Form intrigues, in an underhand manner. A schematic or preliminary plan. An elaborate and systematic plan of action. A group of independent but interrelated elements comprising a unified whole. An internal representation of the world. An organization of concepts and actions that can be revised by new information about the world. A statement that evades the question by cleverness or trickery. Devise a system or form a scheme for. An elaborate and systematic plan of action. The branch of military science dealing with military command and the planning and conduct of a war. Contend against an opponent in a sport, game, or battle. Princeton plays Yale this weekend. Pretend to have certain qualities or state of mind. She plays deaf when the news are bad. Manipulate manually or in one's mind or imagination. She played nervously with her wedding ring. A dramatic work intended for performance by actors on a stage. He wrote several plays but only one was produced on Broadway. The act using a sword, or other weapon, vigorously and skillfully. A weak and tremulous light. The play of light on the water. Gay or light-hearted recreational activity for diversion or amusement. It was all done in play. Activity by children that is guided more by imagination than by fixed rules. Freud believed in the utility of play to a small child. Consider not very seriously. She plays with the thought of moving to Tasmania. Cause to happen or to occur as a consequence. Play a joke. Replay, as a melody. She played the third movement very beautifully. Game. The activity of doing something in an agreed succession. It is still my play. Perform on a stage or theater. She acts in this play. Stake on the outcome of an issue. She played all her money on the dark horse. An attempt to get something. They made a futile play for power. A deliberate coordinated movement requiring dexterity and skill. The runner was out on a play by the shortstop. Engage in recreational activities rather than work. Occupy oneself in a diversion. On weekends I play. Cause to emit recorded audio or video. I'll play you my favorite record. Movement or space for movement. There was too much play in the steering wheel. Behave carelessly or indifferently. The removal of constraints. They gave full play to the artist's talent. Engage in an activity as if it were a game rather than take it seriously. They played games on their opponents. The act of playing for stakes in the hope of winning, including the payment of a price for a chance to win a prize. There was heavy play at the blackjack table. Verbal wit or mockery, often at another's expense but not to be taken seriously. In games or plays or other performances, the time during which play proceeds. Rain stopped play in the 4th inning. Play a role or part. Gielgud played Hamlet. Act or have an effect in a specified way or with a specific effect or outcome. This factor played only a minor part in his decision. A preset plan of action in team sports. The coach drew up the plays for her team. A state in which action is feasible. The ball was still in play. A theatrical performance of a drama. The play lasted 2 hours. Be at play. Be engaged in playful activity. Amuse oneself in a way characteristic of children. The kids were playing outside all day. Behave in a certain way. Play safe. Be performed or presented for public viewing. What's playing in the local movie theater? Bet or wager, money. He played $20 on the new horse. Cause to move or operate freely within a bounded space. The engine has a wheel that is playing in a rack. Discharge or direct or be discharged or directed as if in a continuous stream. Play water from a hose. Emit recorded sound. The tape was playing for hours. Employ in a game or in a specific position. They played him on first base. Exhaust by allowing to pull on the line. Play a hooked fish. Make bets. Play the casinos in Trouville. Move or seem to move quickly, lightly, or irregularly. The spotlights played on the politicians. Participate in games or sport. We played hockey all afternoon. Perform music on a musical instrument. He plays the flute. Perform on a certain location. The prodigy played Carnegie Hall at the age of 16. Play on an instrument. The band played all night long. Pretend to be somebody in the framework of a game or playful activity. Let's play like I am mommy. Put a card or piece into play during a game, or act strategically as if in a card game. He is playing his cards close to his chest. Shoot or hit in a particular manner. She played a good backhand last night. Use or move. I had to play my queen. Use to one's advantage. She plays on her client's emotions. Utilization or exercise. The play of the imagination.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.